Hello friends, in this session we'll talk about methods in Java. So we will get to know like how important it is to have methods in any programming language. So to understand this, I have created one class, and in this class I have created one main method. So what we will do, we will try to understand one logic so that I'll be able to make you understand like how it is important to have methods and how you can create methods as per your requirements in Java. So our task is to, I wanted to add two numbers and wanted to check whether they are even, the sum of two number is even or odd. So let's try to do this, and to do that first I'll create one variable called c. In this I will add two number like this, and then we'll check through if condition while putting some simple percentage by 2 equals to 0, then it means it is even, and else it will be odd. Now let's try to execute this program and let's see what it says. So it says the sum is odd, and now my requirement is I wanted to add some 100 values, and I wanted to check at the end like whether their sum is even and odd. So if we will see in current situation, so to do that we'll have to write this logic around 100 times again and again to check whether their sum is even or odd. So I wanted to tell you like this is not a correct way to write programming or to write in any programming. So over here what you will do, you will first create one logic in the form of method like this: public return type void, and to check summation of two numbers. And what it will do, it will accept two parameters like a and b, and in that it will simply, we can simply copy paste this. So at the place of writing this again and again, what I will do, I will simply remove this from here and I will place all the logic in one method. And after that what I will do, as you know this is the instance method, so first I will create logic of this class, and to do that we will name it as obj new keyword like this while calling the constructor. Now what we will do, we will simply call this method again and again. So this time will not be required to write this line or these set of lines again and again to check. We can call it like how many times we want. So that will be a good approach, and it is the specified approach which you should follow every time. And this time what you can do, you can simply change the values like this. And it will give you the result. So let's try to execute this. Okay, so it says odd, 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 odd. Is it correct? Everything is going to give odd? No, this will be even. What happened? Okay, we will have to change here also a plus b, and then we need to execute it. Okay, so as you can see it says odd, even, odd, even. So what we got, you must have got the idea, like if you are having something which is repeating itself again and again, so to write it again and again it's better to have one method and to write all the logic in that method, and at the time of execution you can simply call it either while having the object of that class, or if you have created that method as a static, you can simply call it with the reference of that class. If you will call it with the reference of their object, then there will be no issue, but as you can see it will give you some warning like it is the static method, then you should call it in a static way, and that will be like to call it with the reference of their class name, rather than having or rather than calling them with the reference of their object. So as you can see in this class, the warning has removed, so I'm going to change this again back to normal. So this was about like why is it so important to have methods in Java or in any programming language. So for now, let's just try to understand on the basis of their definitions. So when anybody will ask you what is method, so you can give him one single line answer like a method is a set of statement required to complete one logical operation. So as you can see, it is one logical operations which we are performing here. What we are doing in it, we are simply adding two numbers and checking whether the summation is odd or even. So this was all about the methods. Now let's talk about types of methods in Java. So there are two types of methods in Java. First is system defined method and second is user defined methods. So first let's talk about user defined methods. As you can see, we have created one method to check summation of two number. So this is user defined method. Why we call it user defined method? Because you have created this method as per your requirement. Just like as this class, what you have done, you have created this class, and now I wanted to show you some system defined method and system defined class. So if you will simply write system.out.println, and in this what we will do, we will pass one string called hello. So if you will take your cursor here, you will get to know this is the system defined method. As you can see, println, and if I will increase this, what it says, void java.io.printstream. Printstream is the system defined class, and in this class there is one method called println. If you wanted to take a look, you can simply click on control and then take your cursor, and it will tell you like open declarations and open implementations. You will have to go to open implementation, then it will take you to the class. What happened, it says okay, so this time it is giving me like this, otherwise it must have took me to the print stream class. I guess I'm running on JRE, that's why it is not taking me to that class, and it is giving me this look and feel. So now let's just take a look. So as you can see, it is present in print stream class. And how do we call it like this? Because the print stream class object is present in system class. So to take you this, let's go to here. So as you can see, this out is the object of print stream class which is present in Java system class, and as you can see, this particular object is defined as static and final. So as you already know, if you are having some property as static, then you should call it with the reference of the class in which it is present. So to do that, what we have done, we have simply write system, then we have used the object of print stream class, and then we have simply called this function. So this is the system defined method and this is the system defined class. So now you must have got the idea like what do we call system defined and what do we call user defined. So these functions or these methods actually subdivided into three categories: simple method, static method, and abstract method. So whatever you have seen, I call it simple method. Now let's talk about static method. Actually, if you wanted to create a static method in your programming, you can simply do it while simply writing static. Actually, it is a keyword which is mainly improvise the memory management in Java. As we haven't talked about it, so in upcoming sessions we'll have one specific session on static keyword. Then you will get to know in detail like how you can use a static keyword in Java. So for now, just take a look at the static method, how you can define it and how you can use it in your programs. So to create a static method, you just need to define this keyword over here, And after that, what you need to do, if you wanted to call this method, you can simply do that with the reference of your class in which it is present, like this. So for now I'm going to remove this and remove this also. So as you can see, we have simply written the logic to execute or to call the static method. Now let's execute the code and let's see what it says. Okay, so it says odd. It means it is working pretty fine. So there is no issue. It is all about the static method. Now we will talk about abstract method. So abstract method, whenever you wanted to create any abstract method in your class, that can only be done in abstract class. Like what you will have to do to create abstract class, first you will create a class as abstract. As you can see, I have added one keyword at the declaration of our class. And now if you wanted to create some abstract method, you can do that like this: public void, and I will simply write as this. Okay, now after that you will simply need to give the semicolon. Okay, so what it says, okay, we will have to write the abstract keyword also. So as you can see, we have created one abstract method. So if you are seeing this first time, you must be amazed like what it is and how we have done like this, because we haven't given any body to this method, because it is the concept of abstractions. When you create any abstract method, the functionality of that method is abstract. Whenever you will create parent-child relationship in your program, whenever you will inherit this class into some child class, then you will have to provide the body of this method. It means the functionality you will provide once you will inherit this class in some another class. Then after providing the body, functionality of these functions will be defined. So this functionality is mainly used to achieve the abstractions. In detail, we will get to know this in a session in which we will talk about abstract class and abstract methods. But for now, you must have got the little bit idea like how you can create the abstract methods. Okay, so this was all about the method session, and I hope you must have enjoyed it. Please stay tuned and happy learning.